Can we talk about sports betting for a minute?
I would love to.
Okay. So you and I were hanging out recently. Look, Alex is off. You tried to say last year, you're like, hey, I'm done sports betting after I want to say negative experience.
That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
You had a negative
And I
experience.
Yeah, I
took
feel
a
like
year
I've
off.
heard it a lot.
No, I took a year off. I did.
Well,
I deleted the app.
okay.
Got rid of it.
Okay. I
And
feel like you still did some side bets with friends.
Well, sure.
Okay.
But I didn't
You
bet
weren't-
with Las Vegas.
Okay. So you're back into the loss. You've gotten back on the horse.
Oh, completely.
So we were hanging out recently, and you wanted to place a wager on a sporting event, and he had run out of
Are you getting Botox?
what?
Have you gotten Botox?
I've never gotten Botox.
Are you sure?
1,000%.
Did you just see this tweet, Tim?
Oh, now I gotta look it up.
No.
Oh, it's pretty funny. So James just posted a picture, and it says, Botox is not a great look for you, Hinch. And try putting some coffee in your mug. Hi, from Silverstone.
This is wait.
British people are,
The picture you just posted, Tim?
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't see. Botox is not a great look for you, Hinch. And try putting some coffee in your mug.
I don't know whether to be
I don't. Well, it's 'cause, like,
humored or offended.
it's because he can't see that there's liquid in the cup, so it looks empty, I guess, because the liquid is far enough
Well,
down.
and it's clear. I feel like
And it's
black
clear.
liquid would reflect.
Well, let me get my bourbon and Diet Coke out, and then
We can
So,
test.
I'm okay. I mean, frankly, I'm flattered that he thinks I've had Botox. Where on my face do you think he's making this assumption for?
I mean, to be
I've
fair,
got
I get
wrinkles
it.
on my
No,
forehead.
I
I
get
got
it. But
bags
you're,
under my eyes.
iPhone cameras are so good now.
Oh, they smooth all that out.
I think it smooths it because it does look like you have wrinkles, but they've been concealed
Really?
because they are muted down wrinkles.
Because they
Right.
are right.
Right.
Interesting. All right.
So-
So what am I saying back to Paul from Silverstone?
I think just a nice, hey, you.
Well, Paul,
Don't we have a button for him?
don't drink.
No,
coffee.
don't hit the buttons. Those are all copyrighted.
Paul, have a real drink in the mug.
Oh, should we
I
want to
kinda
post
wanna
this on a
make
Monday?
coffee.
Helps numb the pain from
The Botox spill?
needles.
Las Vegas.
So so you off the wagon, on the horse, whatever it was. So we were hanging out, and you wanted to place a friendly monetary wager on a sporting event, and you went into your app, which I guess the week previous had not been kind to you because you had no money left in the app.
Right. Well,
You had no
see,
balance
here's
left.
part of my problem. I often bet the full balance.
Right,
Like,
that is
there-
one of the
I
parts
see-
of your
I
problem.
see
Yes,
that
there are many parts.
There
of
is
it.
this amount available, so that must be my bet.
That is not how that works.
Well-
okay. Regardless, you were out. And so you tried to add funds to
Sure.
your, and then what happened?
James, we had this conversation at the time.
What happened?
Okay. It declined the addition of funds a couple times, but
Because your bank was like, no, Alex, no more.
no, that's not why. It's just because there was no money in the bank account. Way different.
Which is why the bank said, no, Alex, no more. As in,
Boy.
you have no more money to bet.
Way different. And we talked about this. You don't keep money sitting in a checking account is not money doing work for you,
Right.
right? So
True.
I keep an amount of money in the checking account that I know will get me through the month.
Right.
Right.
But the thing about my savings account and my checking.
Right. Well, so in order for me to add funds to said betting accounts, I had to like do a transfer, but like that's tough. Like that's not instantaneous. And I was trying to get to the 4 o'clock games, right? Because the 1
And-
o'clock games didn't work.
Right. You weren't like sitting at your computer. We were in the middle of something as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so, fortunately, Las Vegas gives you plenty of options. I found a loophole. So PayPal gives you the ability to add funds instantly.
It was at this point where I decided to call all of Alex's friends and plan the intervention.
Oh, it's fine. It would have been fine if we won.
Yeah, we super didn't win though.
So then, no, I just want to talk about sports betting in general. Listen, I can hand on heart say that over my entire sports betting career, I am down a very modest, just getting to 4 figures. So it's not like this is some massive problem. Those that are listening,
And a lot
it's
of that,
okay.
and a lot of that was because of yesterday.
Very recently, right? so we're okay. This is something that I do out of fun and enjoyment, and it's not a big deal, right? I'm not trying to plan my retirement on said betting accounts. I just want to get that disclaimer out there. But anyways, it is so amazing, okay, at how precise Las Vegas consistently is, right? And there, I know it's computers. I get it. But still, human beings
You got to input the data.
had to input the data and create the software and the algorithms and stuff to then produce what is now being set as spreads and over-unders, etc. Down to like, you're choosing a running back to get X amount of like rushing yards, right? And it's to the half yard.
Yeah.
And you're like stressed all the way down to like the last 10 seconds of the fourth quarter, like hoping that last half yard. It is unbelievable how accurate they are.
The spreads are the ones that get me.
Really?
Sometimes
Not the
like,
over-unders.
Those two, but I feel like those miss by when they're off by a bigger margin.
Sure.
Like sometimes the spreads are like, how did you know that this team would win by 6 instead of 7? You know, and it's like, I'm like, that's just, it's crazy to me.
Or 3.5.
Right.
Instead of 3.
Right.
Or lose by 3 instead of 3.5.
Right.
Right. Whatever.
It's when it comes down to that half point, that's when I'm like, man, there's something untoward here. Which brings me back to my kind of previous point. You're supposed to lose. That's why they do it.
No,
Yeah.
I understand. So
you should probably do it less.
No, I mean that would be correct. But James, as we've discussed on the podcast in the past, you know, there's only one way to lose,
Quit.
and it's quitting. Like, if you keep going, you technically haven't lost.
All right. So this leads nicely into the blackjack
No,
conversation.
I'm not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
So here's something else about sports betting that's wild, right? So, and it's just amazing. It's just it feeds into the human psyche, right? And they're so good at exploiting like the weakness of a human being, right?
Right.
So there's like let's say a lock. There's
Yeah.
a bet that's just a lock, right?
Right.
And you put money on that. But Vegas knows, that's probably the way it's going to go, right? So you put your bet in for $100. And your payout then is $60.
Right.
And it's like, cool, but not that fun, right? So let me add one other element in. So now your payout's $400. And it's like,
Oh, parlay.
that's pretty cool. Let me just see. Let me just look and see what adding a third element does. Now it's like $1,100. That's awesome. Now what if I put $500 in instead of $100? Well, then it's $4,300 that I would win. That seems like the right decision.
So the right decision is bet 5 times the amount of money on something that's 5 times less likely to
times.
happen because it gets progressively harder every time you add another.
Yeah, but
mean,
like,
I
how
can't.
cool would that be if it hit?
Yeah, I mean, there was that kid that had a 25-point parlay and he hit on the first 13. It was, I think it was $10.
Yeah.
Million if you got all 25.
Yeah.
He cashed out after 252 grand, but his picks went all the way.
So would you be happy or sad with that?
I loved the fact. So the kid did an Instagram video or something, and he was thrilled. He was like, "Yeah, cool." But I also have $252,000 that I didn't have yesterday, and so I just love that. I love that outlook. I don't think you can be too. I mean, I might spend. I think he went 252. I might take that $2,000 and use it to make myself feel better in the moment with a couple
what?
bottles of bourbon
Oh.
and get over it. But then I'd be okay with the $250,000 I was sitting on.
Tim, what would if you had $2,000 to make yourself feel better right now? What would you use it on?
I would probably like go down to Disneyland and take Hazel down, get a hotel room down there.
Does actually sound kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe
Okay, hang
Legoland.
on.
Would you spend $2,000 and get Botox?
No, but having just heard that tweet response from old Paul from Silverstone, I'm not making this up. I just got a calendar invite from my wife that says dermatologist.
For you or her?
An appointment? I don't know. Well, she wouldn't share an appointment of hers.
What do you need to go to the
I
dermatologist?
don't know. Maybe she saw the picture and she was like, "No, you know what? He does need Botox."
Would you get laser hair removal?
Where?
You know,
Wow.
just curious.
No.
Maybe she's booking you in for a consult.
I don't think she is.
Oh.
Are you? Honey, are you? I don't think so. That's making me uncomfortable. Would you?
I don't want
No, that's Sting.
Yeah, I would say.
Sting too
I don't want
much.
any lasers anywhere near there. That's like if
But
it's
you'd
been a
put
plot
Nair?
as a torture device in
you'd
a
put
Bond
Nair?
movie. No, I don't put.
You have
What?
though.
What does that look? I mean, everybody's tried it once, right?
Right. I have not.
Sure have
Sure
not.
have not.
Sure have not.
Absolutely not. Interesting. Oh, we're learning so much about each other, guys.
A little too much.
For the
You know, we all
entertainment of our ears.
explore in college.